Well, good morning, YouTubers. It is I, Big D, still here in Duncan, South Carolina. Yeah, well, the Laredo of the North. The reason I'm coming to you today is because I was asked by a subscriber to go over the requirements for Barrett, where I actually work at. Now, first of all, what type of vans? Well, we are required to carry 3 skids, and that means the full-size automotive skids, those 50 inches, so that's at least 150 inches. The short bed ProMasters, the short bed Transits go to around 144. You'll need the bigger one. They do have some of those shorter beds, but it is my understanding from people who have tried to get on that they're no longer accepting them because, well, you can't get 3 of the big ones in. So, like we keep telling you guys, buy the biggest, tallest, longest van you can get. If you go with a Mercedes, get the big one. Don't go with the standard, go with the bigger one. That's even bigger than the ProMaster. Gives you more space. The more space, the better. Why? It's more comfortable. 2, you can actually get the freight in it, which is very important. So, the 159-inch wheelbase ProMaster and the extended Transit high top, that's probably what you're going to need. Now, you may wish to call Barrett and verify that yourself. I'm just going on what I've heard. Now, I do know that Barrett's not signing any vans on at this time. Why? Because it's slow out here. People are sitting. They're not going to add more to sit in the crowd, folks. So, Barrett's type of company, it just will not overflood the fleet. They kind of care about the drivers here. They don't want us sitting, so why would you put more on so everybody can sit? Now, Barrett. Yeah, I've go over that. What's it like at Barrett? Okay, well, first of all, orientation at Barrett is not normally like any orientation you're going to go through. First of all, it's only going to last for a few hours. Why? Well, they got to put the lettering on your van. So while they're doing that, they're going to teach you how to use their app. You're going to sign all your insurance paperwork, get your insurance card, all the government paperwork they have to do, 1099 stuff, for your taxes and stuff like that. Set up your insurance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're not teaching you how to do the job. They expect you to already know it. That brings up another point. They want experience. Some kind of driving experience. You're not just going to walk in and not know what a POD is or BOL or how to actually go to a dock. If you don't know these things, go with someone like Bolt, Panther, someone that's going to teach it to you. That's why their orientations last longer because, well, they're teaching it. Barrett's just doing your paperwork. Okay, 2, they want to know who they're actually signing on. They want to make a meet face-to-face meet and greet. Because they stressed honesty. In other words, if you are running late because you stopped and, had a 3-course meal, they would prefer you to tell them you stopped and had a 3-course meal. Not that, oh, I had bad traffic, or I broke down, or no, they want the truth. So, honesty is a big part of working with Barrett. They'll be honest to you, you be honest to them. It's a very simple formula. It's also easiest too because you don't have to remember why. So I will basically stress the fact that Barrett wants you to be honest. Trust. I listened to Zimoletta talking one day on his channel about asking for 8 codes and stuff to check and verify your ship or your carrier, blah, 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 blah. I feel sorry for the guy, I really do. If he has to go through all that, he shouldn't be working where he's at. Here at Barrett, we don't worry about it. Heck, half the time, they're busy. They'll generally tell you to rate. Sometimes they forget. I don't care. I don't even ask. Why? You have to trust them. Because I have never, ever been cheated. I've been paid more than I expected, though, but I've never been paid less. That's a good carrier because you can trust these guys, okay? You can ask them a question and get an answer. You may not like it, but at least they're being honest about it. I mean, hey, you can move, but you got a guy here, you got one here, you got one there, and you got one here, and it's up to you. Well, I'm better off staying where I'm at. Do you like it? No, but it's the right answer. Going somewhere else isn't going to be a big deal for you. So sometimes, you're not going to like the answers, but at least they're going to be truthful. Now, we talk a lot about, the family, the Barrett family. because everybody in that office is like family to every driver out here, and every driver vice versa. They actually do believe the fact that they are nothing without the drivers. We're not a dime a dozen out here. And that attitude makes the drivers out here drive through hell and high water for them. You always see that the drivers for Barrett are generally 99.9% of the time happy. No one's happy all the time, folks. I'm not jumping up and down here and dunking because I've sat here on day 2. But the one thing I can tell you is I know that they're doing everything they can back there in the office to get me out of here. If it's, that everything possible is happening to get me out of here. They can't perform miracles, I hate to tell you this. I wish they could, but they can't. So you got to learn that they can only do so much. But I can guarantee you, every driver out here knows they're doing everything within their power to keep us moving. And most of the time they do. I can tell you that too. So, people know what it's like to work at Barrett and, what the requirements are. You're going to have some experience. You're going to have the biggest van possible. They're not really putting people on at this time, from my understanding. You can always call and verify this. I advise people to do that. But you got to remember one thing. You got to be prepared to give 110% every day, because they're going to give 110%. And if you're not ready to do that, then don't come here. This is not the place you come where you want to go sightseeing and see America. No, this is where you come to run. So the drivers at Barrett are very happy. Why? Because we're treated with respect. There is a rule at Barrett, and I'll never forget it from day one, and Scott told me this, and he meant it too. We will make mistakes, and you will make mistakes. We will take care of the mistake. We make it, we'll fix it. But don't call in here yelling and screaming and carrying on. You call in here and treat us with respect, because we will treat you the same way. And I can tell you this much. I have never been treated with disrespect at this company. Never. They've earned the respect we give them. So when you look at carriers, you got to be prepared to do one thing. A, we don't question where we go. We don't get calls up and say, hey, got this load here, do you want it? Now, we do get calls on freight every now and then. If someplace weird, like if I'm sitting here and it's going to Portland, Oregon, I'd get a call saying, hey, I got one going to Portland, Oregon. I may be able to get you one to Portland, Oregon. You interested? Because it's a little oddballish to go that far out there this time of year. They will call us about that. But normally it's going to be, got you load, it's on your phone, it's picking up at this time, going here to here. And if they most times tell you to rate, if they don't, I don't even worry about it. I trust them. I mean, that's just the way it is here. You have to trust who you work for. They make mistakes, they'll stick by their mistake. They will fix it. We make mistakes, we will tell them we made mistakes. We're human here. Just remember the people in the office are human too. So if you think you're going to call in there and smart off to these people, you're not. For one reason, the drivers out here aren't going to put up with it, because we're going to pull you aside and have a talk with you. Hey, you don't do that. We actually stick by our company. I mean, this hat, I had this made. Drivers do it themselves. Now, they have gotten hats and t-shirts for it, which is really kind of nice. I mean, we all wear them. But, the thing is that, remember, if you're going to make the commitment, you're going to have to buy the equipment, take care of it, and they expect your equipment to be clean. That's why you see our vans always clean. One, we represent them, so therefore we want to always look good. Two, they actually like it that way and want it that way, because you may get something that is food grade or something, and you have to have a clean van. It's just that simple. So the requirements for Barrett are very simple. You be honest with them, do your job, don't be late. We have this thing about not being late. We all detest it. That's why we're always early. So the van size, the biggest you can get. Be honest. Know the job. Have some experience before you come here. They expect it. They're not going to teach you to be an expediter. You have to know before you come. So, like I said, it's always best to call them and get that from the horse's mouth. I'm giving you what I've been heard, I've been told. It's a great company. Um, everybody that works here seems to be very happy, and we're treated that way. And we sometimes sit back and laugh at some of the stuff we hear going on at the other couriers because we don't get treated that way. And that's why one of the guys said to Steve, the owner, one day on the channel or on the Facebook page, it seems all your peeps love you. How can you not love a company that takes care of you? Which is why the drivers will drive through hell and back for that guy. So if you're willing to give 110%, you're willing to get out here and do what it takes, and there's an opening, hey, I highly recommend it. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I'm answering a viewer's question. But if you don't have experience driving, get some first before you come here. This is not where you learn.